Hello, hello, good morning. It's good to have everyone here today. My name is Bill Bushman. I'm the manager for the Buildings and Grounds Department here for the city of Spanish Fork. And every year this time of year we have Arbor Day. Are you all pretty excited about Arbor Day? Yeah! I love it. That's wonderful. What do you do on Arbor Day? We do. We plant trees, and we are always supposed to take good care of our trees, aren't we? Because they give us, what do they give us? Oxygen. And what else? Air. Fruit. All those things. Paper, that's true. They do all those things for us. So we take good care of our trees, don't we? This is about the 22nd year we've had Arbor Day together, and we invite children from the elementary schools to come and participate. We're so glad to have the students here from American Leadership Academy with us today. Now, when I call out your grade name, I'm going to have a big cheer. How about the second graders? That was a pretty good cheer. How about the third graders? That was impressive. Very good. Nice work, everybody. Wonderful. Okay, the theme for today is trees, and I want to talk about how small things like small trees and small seeds proceedeth that which is great. Big things come from small things, don't they? You know what? Just last week, I was this tall, and now look at me. Now, that was a joke. That was a joke. But I was a baby at one time. So out of the small things proceedeth that which is great. And we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about this little tiny redwood cone. Can everybody see that? Yeah. Inside a redwood cone are about 100 tiny little seeds that are no bigger than a tiny little seed. They're small. 100 of them fit in this tiny little cone. And guess what those seeds grow up to be? A biggest tree in the world, the redwoods on the coast of California. The biggest tree there is 380 feet tall. That's like a 38-story building. It's like a skyscraper. It's so massive. And there's hundreds of them. And they all come from a tiny little seed inside a tiny little cone. And if anybody wants one of these cones to take with them, I've got a box here. You can take one with you when you go. So when you leave, be sure to dig in the box and pull out a tiny little cone to remind us of what? Out of small things proceedeth that which is great. That's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, that's my message. Today we're so thankful to have our mayor here today, and his name is Steve Leifson. We also have the city council here. We also have Dale Robinson is here, and he's the director of the Parks and Recreation Department. Seth Perrins is here. He's the manager of the entire city of Spanish Fork. So these people are over here. I didn't get seats for you. You're going to be okay. So good to have you here. All right. Wonderful. Now, it's time to hear from our mayor. He has a few words of encouragement for us. Steve Leifson, please come forward.
Hey, isn't this great to be here today? See the sunshine and all the trees that are out here? It's awesome. And like Bill said, one time I was smaller than you. And look at me. And how did I get this big? I ate my greens. So just remember that. So, well, I ate a few other things too, but other than that. But hey, this is a great time. I love talking about trees because I love trees. Anybody been down to our city park? Where the library is right now? Yeah, and you see those great big trees? They have been there. How long have they been there, Bill?
Some of them 100 years.
Over 100 years. Yeah. Right here in Spanish Fork. We've had trees that are over 100 years. My grandpa talks about a time when he was in high school that he took my grandmother and they sat under that tree, and he said they talked, but I think they were doing a little more than talking. I think they were probably kissing under one of those big trees. I know, it's scary. Who loves to climb trees? I do. You see these trees in this park? Should we be climbing them? No, because we need them to be really big, because when they're small like this, if we start climbing them, we could break off a branch, and we don't want that, because we want these trees here to be 100 years old, just like the trees in the park. Yeah, so we want them to grow up. You want your kids and your grandkids to be able to sit under those trees and enjoy them. And I know you will, because it's fun. We all love trees. I love trees. When I was a kid, I loved climbing trees. I loved to be around trees, sitting under them. So this is a wonderful day. I am so glad that you guys are out here helping to celebrate this. We have a beautiful city. And as we keep planting more and more trees here, this city is just going to get better and better and better, and we'll all enjoy it. So thank you for being here, and let's go plant some trees.
Thank you, Mayor Leifson. Wonderful speech. Okay, now it's time for the program today. And so I'm going to turn the time over to Juliet Holman and Lucas Hill for the introduction and a welcome.
Dear parents, welcome to our Arbor Day celebration. We thank you for taking the time to join us on this special occasion. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what we have prepared for you.
Queridos padres, bienvenidos a nuestra celebración del Día del Árbol. Estamos muy felices de tenerlos aquí hoy. Gracias por haber tomado el tiempo para reunirse con nosotros en esta ocasión tan especial. Así que relájense y esperamos que lo disfruten.
Good morning. It's so wonderful to be here. My name is Paul Carpenter. I'm the Dean of Students at American Leadership Academy in the elementary, and it's so wonderful to be here on this gorgeous day. We have a treat for everyone. Our second grade dual immersion class of Mrs. Nielsen and Ms. Hill, and they have a wonderful musical presentation for you, but also have the poem Trees, Trees, Trees. I think I can remember that title. There's a theme. Árboles, 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 right? So are we in a good place to start that? Fantastic.
Trees can be short, trees can be tall. De todo tipo, me gustan todos. They give us oxygen, they give us air. Les damos amor y los cuidamos. We take care of each as if they were our own. Desde que son brotes hasta que han crecido por completo. From berries to cherry, from apples to grapes. Nos dan diferentes frutos y crecen diferentes formas. With their colorful leaves and long brown trunk. Ellos necesitan agua, tierra, espacio y luz. We give them those things day and night. Así que hoy todos decimos ¡Hooray! For a tree special day which is called Arbor Day!
That was awesome. Excellent job. The bilingual program is so fantastic because you hear the Spanish and the English, and as they go up in the grades, it's just amazing. Okay, the song is El Árbol en mi jardín, the tree from my garden. That's second grade dual immersion, and then we'll go on to third. Excelente.
Adiós.
Good job.
Adiós.
Wasn't that wonderful? Oh my gosh, loved it. I laughed, I cried, I loved it better than cats. It was fantastic, right? Okay, and now we're doing third grade dual immersion with Mrs. Lamson and Mrs. Becker, and they're doing a very well-known song. In Spanish, it's called De Colores, and Los Colores. I was told that. And then The Colors in English. So Los Colores, The Colors, third grade dual immersion. And so we will give the time over to third grade.
Verde, verde son los arbolitos, verde, verde sus ojitos son. Por eso yo quiero todo lo que es verde, 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 verde es mi color. Amarillo el color del trigo, amarillo mis patitos son. Por eso yo quiero todo lo que es bello, como brillo rayo de sol. Rosa, rosa son todas mis cosas, rosa, rosa mis vestidos son. Por eso yo quiero todo lo que es rosa, como la madera del sol. Rojo, rojo es mi sombrerito, rojo, rojo el botón en flor. Por eso yo quiero todo lo que es rojo, rojo, rojo es mi corazón. El celeste es el color del cielo, celestitos mis ojitos son. Por eso yo quiero todo lo que es este, porque es el color de la ilusión. Blanca, blanca, ya me voy a la escuela, blancos, blancos mis dientitos son. Por eso yo quiero todo lo que es blanco, como suave, como de algodón.
This unforgettable vacation.
Ladies and gentlemen and esteemed guests and city officials, we thank you so much for this opportunity that you have given us to perform for you all in honor of trees, which are the most magnificent gift we can have. They give us oxygen and so much more, as we've discussed here in the program today. So awesome job, students. Thank you to all the parents, grandparents, friends, neighbors who were able to come out. Gorgeous day. We will now continue with the program, and we're so excited because we're going to be planting some trees. So a big round of applause for everybody here. Thank you so much.
That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you everyone for performing so well. I learned a lot today about colors. I learned a lot today about trees. And I think that it's just a wonderful thing to get together on this. Now, who wants to plant a tree? I think everybody raised their hand. I'll tell you what we have going on. We have 10 trees to plant today, and they are right behind me against the trail. My crew, my team, they'll be stationed a couple of people at each tree, and they have shovels there for you. And so when you get to each tree, or the tree you're going to, then you'll take instructions from them. The first tree is over here kind of behind me, and the last tree is way down there past that big tree that's against the trail. So, as teachers, you decide how to divide up the children, and let's go plant some trees.
My name is Adele Lamson, and I'm the third grade teacher in dual Spanish immersion. I teach the Spanish side.
And I'm Blanca Nielsen. I teach the second graders, the Spanish side also, and we are here to celebrate Arbor Day.
Yay!
With the Spanish Fork City. We're so excited to be here. We've been doing costumes. The kids actually came up with the idea. They wanted it to look like they were trees with fruits, and they also thought of what was on the trees. So some of them said apples, cherries, leaves, and so we decided to add those into the trees, and that's how we came up with the costumes. But most of the kids made the costumes together with our aides and ourselves.
In the third grade, they did not want to have costumes, but they wanted to hold something up, you know. And we wanted to do something with colors, because we know that the trees have different colors depending on the seasons. So that was their idea. You know, this is so exciting for me, because I always tell them that when they are using paper, a tree gave their life for each one of them. And that we have to be responsible on the amount of paper that we use. Paper is coming out of trees, and that we have to be respectful, and that we have to cherish them, but not just cherish them, also plant them.
As you can see, the kids were running towards the trees. They get so excited to go and plant a new tree because they know the value that gives us air, just like the song said. It gives us energies, actually, if you walk through the trees, and it gives you that breathe. So they love coming to plant trees. This is our third year doing this. We get super excited to see the kids just running, trying to plant more trees.
Today we planted 10 trees, and they're called London plane trees, or Platanus ex acerfolia. So they're a tree that we planted a lot here in Spanish Fork. If you want to see what they look like when they're full grown and about 100 years old, take a look at all the large trees along Main Street. Those are all London plane trees. They turn into a beautiful tree. They can get up to 60 or 70 feet tall around here, and they have a span of about 70 feet as well. So they're a beautiful tree. So come back here in about 100 years and you can see all these that are just as big as the ones along Main Street. Let's talk about how to take good care of these trees. When they're little like this, we really don't want anyone to climb the trees. The other things you do to keep track of trees when they're little is to don't do too much pruning. The more leaves these trees can put on, that's how they get their food. So we don't prune trees when they're little unless it's just a little bit to kind of encourage them to grow in the natural habit that they would normally grow in. Also, they don't need a lot of water, but at first they need quite a bit. So later on, the water that comes from the sprinklers in your house or on this property here at the sports park, that's enough water for them. And they typically do not need any fertilizer. So just have them grow in the natural soil like we've done today.
As teachers, we have to remind the children that we have to be respectful of the things that we have on earth. And if they want to have something down the road for their children or grandchildren, they have to be responsible for taking what we have right now. And parents kind of get the values also from those children. We are instilling in them the value of respect for earth, for trees, for all kinds of different things that children now they need to be aware of.
Yes, exactly what she said. I like what she said. But also, just to remember, not just this month, but every month, to be able to speak to our kids, to our students at home. Remember, trees gives us air. We're here and we can breathe this beautiful air and we can be outside. And so make sure that we're teaching our kids at home, not just in April, but every month, to take care of our trees.